Welcome back to Box Banter for our first of 4 fluff, filler, call them what you will episodes.
We're doing 4 of these.
We have to. There's 4 weeks off. So
that is quite some sabbatical.
Yeah.
For Formula One at least, not us.
Not us, we're here.
Man, I didn't realize you were cracking the whip that hard.
Well, the algorithm and stuff really doesn't like it if you take a week off, so...
Yeah, that's true. We can't afford it.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you stick it through the length of the episode with us. We're just working out as we go.
That's what we do, just off the cuff. Yeah.
So today we will be...
Whoa. Yeah. Happy Easter.
Oh, of course.
How was your Easter?
I don't know, man. It's over now. That's the sad part.
So, okay, that's why you're all
I've spent
down
the day
in the
just disappointed.
So before the day even ended,
yeah.
Basically before it even began, you already were sad.
That's the problem, I think. I think Friday, your first day off, you're like, oh yeah, this is great. I got 4 of these things. Like I can just piss the day away. And then all of a sudden,
so much time to waste.
Exactly,
this is
yeah.
Great.
And then Saturday, it's like the one day you have where you can go out, where things are open in between all this mess. And then Sunday, it's Easter, you're busy, and then you wake up Monday morning, you're like, oh my god, you spend the day just sad and disappointed.
Look, if there's one thing that I am truly good at, it's wasting time. Yeah. I am a pro time waster.
Yeah, you're a procrastinator.
And the best part of that is I still got 2 days to waste for me personally.
Yeah, well, we don't all have your work-life balance, which is very nice for you.
Join me.
Join you.
There's
I'm a workaholic.
Video games to be played, movies to be watched, workouts to be had.
I'll still do some of those things. Some, not all.
Yeah.
We've got to get back to the gaming, by the way.
Yeah.
But,
we're waiting for
this every week. That's true. That's true. And GTA.
So what are we doing today then?
We're going to do some fun facts, some did you know... I'm really bad at thinking of titles.
F1 trivia?
F1 trivia, yes.
That was a roundabout way to get there.
Chat GPT to just give us a lump of drivers each. So we're not doing 1s and 2s. We're not splitting down the middle. Just give us a lump of drivers and let's go.
Yeah, it's great that we sacrificed probably 20 trees for it to split the grid up because we couldn't figure out how to do that in an effective manner.
Time effective was the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk about how long we've spent prepping for this. It's longer than I expected, but at the same time, we're pretty...
The hallmark of a good show is having more prep time than record time.
Yeah. Well, I told someone I'd be home by now, so...
Ooh, are you in trouble, are you?
Not in trouble. I just can't believe here we are starting the record now.
That's why you're so worried.
I'm not worried at all, but the commitment is what drives me.
Well, I'm glad that you're committing more to me than your wife, so...
Say less.
Well, not even me. Me and our fans.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. Yeah. We're here to, like I said, Formula One are giving us nothing. NASCAR wasn't even on this weekend. V8s are never on.
Yeah. Do they even still race?
Yeah, rarely.
You never hear anything about the V8s anymore.
No, you really don't. But the fact is, we're here.
We are.
There is a severe lack of motorsport this weekend. Unless you're into Prodi cars at Bathurst, which I'm not even into that.
So we're here to plug that hole?
We're plugging that hole.
Yeah.
Plug it with us.
Yeah.
And on that note...
It's F1 trivia based on the current grid. The 2026 grid. We each have a question based on a driver. So we'll take turns asking the question, see how well we know the grid and how well you know the grid. Some of the stuff I'm sure is going to be obscure records and stats and facts. But we'll just have a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah.
So
mine are definitely all over the place.
Well, who's your first driver? Just out of interest.
Well, so my first driver is Charles Leclerc.
Okay. My first driver is Max Verstappen, so maybe we should kick it off with a bang.
Yeah. I mean, both those are pretty good.
And go with a 4-time world champion.
Yeah. Yep.
Not a...
Is that you or is that Max? What are you a 4-time world champion of if you had to pick one?
Wouldn't you like to know?
What would you be a 4-time world champion of?
Unfortunately, this is a podcast where I cannot disclose that information.
Is that right?
But...
why is that? We have all the kids can't watch our stuff.
No, I stopped clicking that setting. So
maybe that's why the views are up slightly.
Well, yeah, who knows? Maybe,
and stop watching us. Sorry, we'll keep that to yourself.
Watching us drink beers.
Keep that to yourself. Yeah.
Talk shit about F1.
Yeah.
This is excellent kid content.
Well, speaking about talking shit about F1, what do you got for Max?
Okay, so the first question is on Max Verstappen, as we have already
covered that. Yeah.
Covered, yeah. So the question I have for you, and this is funny because we spent so much time prepping it, I can't even remember what the questions were because they were so far back that I had written
11
these.
preparations ago.
Yep. All right, so question 1. Max Verstappen holds the record for highest average speed by a winning driver in a race That's at 250.7 kilometers per hour.
Okay. Yeah.
And just if you want to know, it's at the 2025 Italian Grand Prix.
Okay, I'm starting to wonder what the answer is because it sounds like you've covered them all.
Yep. He also holds the record for the lowest average speed by a winning driver in a race.
Uh-huh.
What was his average speed?
What was his average speed?
Yeah.
Right.
So, A, 121 kilometers
choice.
per hour.
Okay. Yeah.
B, 73 kilometers per hour. Or C, 53 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
So,
actually,
think
you know
out
what?
loud.
No, I got it.
oh, do you? Okay.
I got it.
With such confidence as
yeah,
well.
Yeah. 70, whatever B was.
73 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, at the 2021 Spa Belgian Grand Prix.
Wow. You actually were two for two.
Ooh.
Wrong.
Far out. Okay.
That was brilliant because you
Why
said
are you
it
going
was
to set
such...
me up like that? I was like, I'm thinking outside the box. You go to Monaco and I'm like, those speeds are a bit whack and it's not really that mind-blowing. What do you got?
Well, I just loved the confidence. Like,
Well,
not only did you say this, like the speed, which is like, that's all you needed.
Yeah.
But you even threw down the race too. So,
Well, if I got it right, then
and
that applause
technically,
would have made me feel
actually,
good.
3 for 3 wrong because you got the speed, you got the year, and you got the Grand
All
Prix
right,
wrong.
well, spit it out. What do you got?
I just want to cover how wrong you were.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
So the answer
I'm
was...
hoping most people, you clapped and most people signed off just thinking I'm the fucking best. And they were just like, cool, happy with that.
Well, if you got it right in the car or at home or the bedroom or the dungeon or wherever you're listening to this from,
Or
congratulations.
on the couch sleeping, by the way. Let this knowledge
It's actually...
intercept into your brain
That's
while
my
you're
personal
asleep.
favorite place to...
Yeah. There's nothing wrong. I'm not opposed to that. If you want to sleep to us, I'm not opposed to that.
It's my favorite thing to sleep to.
Yeah.
C was the answer, 53 kilometers per hour. So it was at the 2022 Japanese Grand Prix. Now, they did actually complete 28 out of the 53 laps. I've marked that down just in case you're thinking, oh, what did they do? Only complete 3 laps around the safety car?
Was Belgium. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was obviously a rain-affected race. But
so how am I wrong? Because they class the Belgian Grand Prix as a race. They got awarded points.
Well, clearly
that was 3 to 4 laps only under safety car.
Well, clearly...
So I want to do that to fact
Spa
check.
is overall a faster track than Japan.
Yeah, but they're still doing safety car speeds.
Yeah,
the
but
whole
they're probably,
time.
They're
If they
probably still
actually
doing
got some racing
150
in,
Ks like for a good chunk of
yeah,
that.
well, yeah, I guess that's kind of true. The safety car definitely would. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I am right.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
okay.
Move on to your first
Well,
question.
that's good. I like that I was wrong because I thought I was so fucking right.
Well, I'm not confident that I'm going to get any of these right.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling you're going to get some real obscure shit
Yeah.
out there too.
Yeah,
So
we'll start with a good one.
great.
Great. What
Great.
instrument has Charles Leclerc mastered? This is the weird things you may actually.
You know what? I feel like I do know this.
So I've got some hints.
I know Liam Lawson's a guitar dude. I feel like it's piano.
Piano.
Sorry. Hang. Wait. Do you have the thing? Do you have the options?
I got hints. Oh, yeah. Instead of multiple choice.
But did I get it right? Did I?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I watched Drive to Survive.
Well, I'm not going to give you the hints, but I have a fun fact. He has nearly 200,000 monthly listeners on his Spotify. Mm-hmm. And his best song...
Jeez, he's doing better than us.
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah. His best song has 18.9 million streams. They're just...
I'm pretty sure...
him playing the piano on Spotify.
I remember hearing the song too, and I think it is piano-driven rather than being like EDM or bedroom-based or whatever.
I didn't listen to any of it.
Yeah.
I just was blown away that not only does he play piano, which I didn't know about, but he actually has quite a successful Spotify.
I think you'll find most people listening to this would have gotten that because I'm pretty sure I only know that through Drive to Survive, and I know you don't.
So you're
watch
saying
that,
our fan base is Drive to Survive's fan base?
Hey, a good chunk of them are, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. That's
happy
okay.
to have
I'm
them
not here to segregate anybody.
I'm saying you should start watching Drive to Survive,
Well,
especially when you've got 4 weeks in between races.
At my lowest
we need
moment,
something.
I don't know if I'd watch it.
Okay. All right. Question 2 for you is on Lewis Hamilton.
Okay. Man, you got some good drivers in your list.
I do. Arguably the best.
Yeah.
Only the best for the
Arguably.
best.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. ChatGPT. Go.
Lewis Hamilton holds the record for most Grand Prix podiums at different locations. Okay. You with me? Yep.
As in podiums on different tracks?
Well, locations. So I guess,
but as in
I
like
guess,
variation of tracks.
different Grand Prix, let's say. Yeah. How many locations has he podiumed at? Okay.
Okay.
A.
Okay. Yep.
36.
All right.
B. 29. Or C. 42.
Oh, curveball. I'm pretty...
42's curveball?
Well, I was expecting you to go lower. So I was like pretty confident with the 36. I was like, that's pretty... What was the last one? 40 what?
42.
42 or 36. That's tough. I'll go 36.
I'm interested why you ruled out 29, just out of curiosity.
Well...
Is it because there's 24 races in a season,
yeah,
so that leaves
I mean,
only like a 5
about 20,
race buffer?
Yeah, about 20 back in his... when he was a bit more successful, and he was probably podium almost every time, and then you got so many coming and going tracks in that period.
Yep. Do you see what I did there? Just delay the answer there to create a bit more tension.
Oh, yep. No, that's a good talking point. That's what we're after.
You're on the edge of your seat.
I am busting.
Congratulations, you got it at 36.
Yes. So I felt like if you actually gave me a chance to answer, I probably wouldn't have said 36, but I was thinking in the 30s for sure. That's why the 42 curveballed me. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about going higher.
It's one of those questions. The reason why I put it in there is because it's one of those ones where you realize, like, wow, they have been to a lot of tracks, like over a 2-decade period. I don't know if I would have guessed that. I certainly didn't know it, which is why I had it in there, but I don't even know if I would have guessed it.
It is impressive. I mean, even if you
I would have thought 24, give or take maybe half a dozen. So kind of 30, maybe just pushing 30.
That's why I thought 42 was a bit extreme. Because if you think now there's 24 different tracks, but obviously, like I said, he was more super successful in the era of about 20. And he wouldn't be necessarily podium every single time, but then you look at his Mercedes era, that's 20 guaranteed tracks. They're right there, you know.
That's the other thing, isn't it? Podiuming.
Yeah, not winning.
At each of those locations, you know, without knowing specifically where did he struggle or where did
and you got to imagine the COVID year where they just plucked tracks from God knows where to just get some numbers that disappeared. Then the next, he probably got another 5 or 6
and that wasn't
that
quite the Max Verstappen dominant era. That was the end of the
Mercedes. Yeah, that's right.
Mercedes
still
era.
They were carving up.
Yeah,
so that probably helps his numbers heaps too.
All right,
good stuff. Right, so my second driver is George Russell.
My favorite diva.
Yeah. So I got a multiple choice one for you. Mm-hmm. But if you know the answer before I get to it, as you did with Charles, feel free. Why does George Russell race with the number 63?
Okay. I don't like my thought process goes straight to AMG with the whole 6.3 litre bullshit. And he's such a big, Berg fanboy and whatever. But give me the multiple choice.
All right. So A, he was the 63rd best ranked karting driver. Mm-hmm. B,
is that something to brag about? Because I don't know if that is, but yeah.
It was his brother's number. That's B.
Yeah.
Or C, he's a massive fan of Lisa Kudrow, who was born in 1963.
Do you know who that is? Who's that?
From Friends.
Ah, yeah, right. Okay.
Phoebe.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if it was that.
Yeah. Neither would I. But neither would our fans.
Yeah, but I guess I know you're trying to throw me some curveballs here. What was the first one again?
He was the 63rd best ranked karting driver as a junior.
I just if he's picked that is stupid. I know you want me to pick the brother one.
I don't want you to pick. I want you to pick what you think or what you may know or don't know.
And Lisa
Kudrow, Phoebe from Friends,
was born in 1963.
Yeah.
Oh man, I swear to God, if that is the answer, I don't know if I'm shocked or stunned or what.
But would you be surprised? Is probably.
I gotta lock that in. It's so specific. I gotta lock that in.
Yeah, no, it's not. He's so fucking boring. The reason he races with 63 is because it was his brother's karting number.
Wow, so he couldn't even pick his own number.
Yeah, that was my biggest takeaway. When I was looking up fun facts, I'm like, none of these are fun for starters. Everything is boring. There's nothing that Charles one blew me away. I was having a great time searching Charles Leclerc. Searching George, I was like, this sucks. There's nothing interesting about the bloke.
I have to commend your creativity for coming up with option C there. Because that was so super specific that it definitely did do what it was intended to do.
Well, and this is how much...
Threw me off the boringness of George's picking his brother's number.
This is how much I don't respect George. This is also my fun fact. Who else was born in 1963? I'm just going to tell you. Michael Jordan, Brad Pitt, and Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
And Lisa Kudrow.
So half the cast of Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah. But I picked her because I feel like of the people that you believe that he would want to pick a race number after being born in that year, it's Lisa Kudrow.
This feels like a question
three legends.
That's highlighting your skills and talent
Yeah.
more so than George Russell's. So
Yeah.
look, I'm happy to take the L on that. I commend your effort.
Good stuff.
No wonder the prep took
and
3 hours.
even the 63, I'm like, that to me makes sense. You go to a karting championship, they go, he's your top 100 karters, you're the 63rd best, and he goes, sweet, throw that on me card.
Funny how my mind went straight to the AMG connection because I was like, this guy seems like he's one of those like
just suck it up to the 3-pointed star.
Yeah, like call me George Mercedes Russell. He legally changed his name to AMG or some shit.
Or his initials. He'll change his name so his initials are AMG.
Okay, your next question is on Oscar Piastri.
Nice.
Now this one, give you a little bit of setup. There's not a lot we don't know about Oscar. We've been talking about him for 2 to 3 years straight.
And you did last year you did the 20 fun facts.
I did. Yeah, that's a great episode. Go back and look for that one and watch that if you want to learn a little bit more about Oscar. I don't know what else was
in that episode, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I barely remember doing it. I remember we did it, but I barely remember what we spoke about.
I don't know what the episode was about. It was one of them fillers.
Yeah. So I went a little bit on a, let's say, left field question. On his McLaren page, they have a question on how would he describe his own driving style.
Right.
Okay. So it's in his own words, not in anyone else's words.
Right.
So how does Oscar Piastri describe his driving style?
Okay.
Right. A, calculated.
No.
B, fast.
No.
Or C, methodical.
Methodical. You know why?
Why? Because you read the page?
No. I could be wrong about this actually. But isn't he a massive Prost fan?
I don't know if I think he is. I think he is a Prost fan. I know he gets compared to Prost a lot.
Okay.
He's probably the driver he's compared to the most.
Okay. Well, is it methodical?
It is methodical, yes.
I feel like I read somewhere, or maybe... Actually, no. You did Daniel Ricciardo fun facts, and then I did Oscar Piastri fun facts to quiz you. And I remember like his idols, one of them was Prost, and Prost is famously the professor. Very methodical. That's why that's just came straight to my head.
A professor's not calculated?
Was that one of the answers?
Yeah.
I'd argue that's almost, you've tried to set me up there.
Well, I have, obviously.
Yeah, well.
Clearly, I didn't put enough time
so I feel like calculated
into my bullshit answers to try and throw you off.
No, you're right. Methodical just, it hits the right tone.
Because I
don't think he'd consider himself... See, the thing is, I don't think he'd ever consider himself or say out loud that he's the best there ever fucking was. And I feel like saying you're calculated or fast is saying that.
The reason why I put fast in there is because it's just dry.
Yeah.
And he is very, very simple,
but that's
black
the thing,
and white.
I don't think he would ever say that.
So methodical, and I wanted to pull this up so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Methodical is defined as a systematic, orderly, and careful approach to tasks, ensuring that they are done in a logical, step-by-step manner.
Yeah.
Pretty much bang on how you describe the man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. And the whole orderly, the whole Prost connection
systematic.
Is,
and logical.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, that's very good. I like that.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd have some Prost stuff there for me just to make me look just amazing. But no, you haven't got my back like that.
No Prost, no Senna.
No. All right.
Sorry.
Lando Norris.
Oh, my favourite.
You guy.
Yes.
Oh, I set you up for this one. Good too.
Right. Yeah, great.
This is 3 hints.
Yep. Hey, you give me the hints first.
No. I'm just saying, this is not multiple choice. I've got some hints here.
Yep.
And again, feel free, if you know the answer at some point. What is Lando's favourite secret sauce?
Why would I ever know this in a billion years?
Hint 1, it's white and thick.
Okay.
Got anything?
Well, I wonder what that's called.
Hint 2, apparently he often brings his own to restaurants and it's commonly frowned upon.
Is that also white and thick? Or
Yeah, it's the same secret sauce.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Hint 3, production is estimated at approximately over 1,000 litres per hour.
What?
Production of this secret sauce is estimated at an approximate 1,000 litres per hour.
So I'm confused on your question now. Am I trying to guess what the sauce
What's
is?
his favourite secret sauce?
Based on
these hints, yeah.
Okay.
White and thick. Apparently he often brings his own to restaurants, which is commonly frowned upon. And the production of said secret sauce is estimated approximately 1,000 litres per hour.
All right. So I would love to say white and thick because I'm pretty sure secretly that's his favourite sauce, but he would never publicly admit that. But I know it's B, the one
hang on, this is not multiple choice. These are hints.
Okay,
all
right,
leading to one answer. It is white and thick.
Tomato sauce or some shit?
I just said it's white and thick.
Oh, it is white thick.
What do you not understand? These are hints. This is not multiple choice.
I'm sorry, I haven't thought about something white and thick like
since this morning. These are 3 hints
for at least 2 hours.
These are 3 hints that are trying to get you to the one place. All 3 things are correct. It's wide and thick.
Right.
He often brings his own to restaurants, and it's commonly frowned upon that he does so. And production of said product is estimated at approximately 1,000 litres per hour.
Okay.
It's his favourite secret sauce.
Right, so it's all of them.
Yeah, but what is it?
Man, I think you misunderstood how to do these questions.
No, I don't. What is Lando Norris's favourite secret sauce?
Tarte.
Close, but no.
Mayonnaise.
Yes. Ding, ding.
Yeah.
See, you got it.
Yeah.
How you got it? I don't want to know.
Please don't ever bring that question up again.
It's Norris. I don't even have a fun fact for him. I just wanted to get off him. That was the only interesting thing. He loves mayonnaise, apparently. Brings his own mayonnaise to the restaurant.
I love how when we talk about Oscar Piastri, we talk about his driving style and we compare him to Alain Prost and, like there's this level of like prestige and appreciation around him. And when we talk about Lando Norris, it's mostly semen jokes and white and thick sauces. So
You said it. You said it.
All right, Esteban Ocon is your next question.
Uh-huh.
He has 183 race starts.
Wow.
How many wins does he have?
2.
Well, do you not want the multiple choices?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Give it. Give it.
A, 0.
Uh-huh.
B, 1.
Uh-huh.
C, 2.
Okay. I'm going to look in 2.
Okay.
Well, what's the answer?
All right. So C was actually 3, but I changed it because you blurted out 2.
Bugger.
Because the answer is actually
1. Damn. I thought maybe he got a sneaky Torosso win somewhere. Or Racing Bulls. Not Racing Bulls. What was it before? AlphaTauri win.
AlphaTauri, yep.
But, or did he? Did he win in Renault? Alpine? Or did he win in...
So I actually didn't write down the team. He won in 2021 at the Hungarian GP.
I just can't picture if he's in I think he was in AlphaTauri.
In 2021?
I think.
Yeah, okay. I should have noted that down.
Probably. I'm going to say yeah. But
all I know is he held off a Sebastian Vettel
to
win
Aston.
it. Yeah.
Well,
But
there
I
you
didn't
go.
actually note down
Wish I had a bit more knowledge on it. A bit more info for that one.
I have to say, I didn't even realize he had a race win.
Yeah,
I thought he was
that was one of those. I think that's the race that you can picture Lewis Hamilton sitting on the grid all by himself.
Oh, is it that race?
I think it's that race. Or it's the Skittles race where Bottas takes out all the contenders. It's one of those two.
Driving the Alpine A521.
Okay, that's good. Good stuff.
Yep. So do you want me to look up that particular race or you don't care enough?
No, tell me. We got time.
All right. So
I can't remember if it's the wet one with Hamilton on the grid by himself with wet tyres or if it's Skittles from Bottas.
Yeah, so you're pretty sure it's one of those two?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't tell me I'm not. I'm wrong.
So according to the Wikipedia page... no, I don't know. I've just brought it up.
Yeah. This is a mini retro race right in the middle of our...
Here we are. What the race report. Okay. The race was held for 70 laps. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Hamilton was starting on pole. Rain before and during the first lap led to all cars starting on intermediate tyres. Giovinazzi pitted for dry tyres at the end of the formation lap and subsequently started from the pit lane. The race began with major incidents at the first turn on the first lap. Valtteri Bottas braked late, causing him to hit the back of the McLaren of Lando Norris, sending Norris into Verstappen, who suffered damage but was able to continue. After hitting Norris, Bottas slid into the other Red Bull of Sergio Perez, taking him out of the race. Lance Stroll, classic, also left his braking too late. It took out, looks like, Leclerc and Ricciardo. So yeah, you were right with the Bottas Skittles race.
Yeah, nice.
That's the only thing I remember of that race. I don't remember... actually, thinking of it now, I do remember him getting the lead and being able to hold the lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember.
I think again it was another one of those as well when you pit for dries and...
Yep.
I remember that one because I remember Vettel. I remember you lived through all the years of Vettel winning and you're like, God, I'm sick of this shit. And then even Ferrari, you went to Ferrari and you're kind of like excited when Charles was taking the battle to him. Then he goes to Aston and does nothing. And the excitement of him potentially winning in an Aston was very good. And then he didn't pull it off.
I do remember that as well, actually. It's funny, with these new regs, and, I really didn't want to bring them up, but I'm going to. with these new regs, there seems like a severe lack of potential incidents, and that's probably just due to the major lifting and coasting needed for recharging and whatever.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, one of my favorite things in Formula One is a lap one, corner one incident.
Yeah.
And feels like it's been a long time since we've had one. Feels like we probably won't get one this season.
Yeah. Well, maybe with the speed differential that these cars do take into turn one, with the pole sitters always dropping to the second or third row.
Well, that's a good point.
You do get a bit of a cluster.
That's a good point.
I just think a lot of the teams are still in slight preservation mode at this point of the year. Lack of development, lack of spares potentially, plus being so far from Europe at the start of the year. I reckon there's still just that bit of don't go 100%.
That ear of caution.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I've got an Ollie Bearman for you.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
The Bear Man.
The Bear Man. Apparently he's got a YouTube page.
Oh, we'll have to follow
The Bare Necessities. It was called.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What's it on?
YouTube.
No. Like, what's it? What's it
I
about?
think he just posts vlogs. It's a vlogging
Right,
thing.
a day in the life of Ollie.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was something I read. But anyway,
Shout out to, what's it called again?
The Bare Necessities.
The Bare Necessities. All right.
Pretty clever. Pretty bit of wordplay on the name.
Once you watch this, maybe check that out, but make sure you
but
come
not
back.
yet. But
make
not
sure you
yet.
come back and continue to watch
Yeah.
this.
Not yet. I didn't mean to send you astray. All right. Ollie Bearman became the first driver in history to score points for two different teams in his first two Grand Prix starts. Which two teams did he race for? This is multiple choice if you can't...
Well, one was definitely Ferrari.
Correct.
And the other one, I mean, naturally you want to say Williams as the sister Ferrari team.
So my options I have for you is Ferrari and Williams, Ferrari and Sauber, or Ferrari and Haas.
C, Ferrari and Haas.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you happen to remember any of the circumstances around these?
I only remember the Ferrari one because that was the race where Sainz and Perez collided on one of the last laps at Azerbaijan.
Oh,
yep,
correct.
Yep,
yeah, when he was racing for Haas.
Sorry, I should mention that I'm thinking about the track in my mind, but
I was like, he would replace Sainz.
Yeah,
like that was my confusion. Yeah, no, I mean the reasons why he was driving the car. So yeah, there was he replaced Sainz in the Ferrari when he had appendicitis.
Yep. Okay.
And then he replaced K-Mag in the Haas because K-Mag had a race ban.
And that was
when he was at Azerbaijan. Yeah. Cool. And his Ferrari debut, fun fact, his Ferrari debut was official just hours before FP3, which I feel like is a forgotten fact.
That was at Melbourne. Oh, no, hang on. That was because that was when Melbourne was round 3.
Round 3, yeah. So it was round 2. I find that's like a little like a forgotten fact that I think's more impressive. The fact that it was a competitive Ferrari that he got points in, but it's like, man, he'd never driven that car. He didn't even get all 3
that's right.
practice sessions. He actually got thrown in impressive. For FP3, get your seat fit, just get used to the car, then you go to qualify and then race and finish the race. You know? It would have been Bahrain, is my guess.
Yeah, that is impressive. That is not many drivers could probably do that.
Yeah.
Very minimal practice time.
I think it was 5th as well. You might have expected Sainz to get 4th if he was maximising it. It was pretty close.
Speaking of guest driver appearances, little drive-by for George here. One of my favourite is him getting the call up to the Merc.
Yeah.
And then putting it on pole, looking for a win, only to have it snatched away right at the very end. That is
a retro race. If we're going to revisit retro races, that might be the one.
That's a personal favourite memory of mine.
Hamilton gets COVID after he's wrapped up the title. Yeah. So there's no threat there. George gets in the car, does really well. I think he might have had pole or maybe just the front row. And then it was absolutely going to win. Then he has some tyre issue, pits unexpectedly, but then he races back to pretty much win it. And then he has to pit again. Then they didn't have the tyres for him. Mercedes really had to fight hard to ensure he didn't win that race.
Isn't it funny thinking now where he's Mercedes, this guy, he's got a bit of pressure with Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah.
We just went through this long, extended period of contract negotiations where they were sort of at odds, I guess. Clearly,
even
Mercedes
though he was racing the best he's ever done, they weren't offering it to him.
And you think about this moment where he literally fights tooth and nail, does everything, outdrives Bottas, and the team still let him down.
Yeah, twice. They really had to get it over the line.
And this has been kind of a reoccurring theme for his Mercedes career. So, anyway, we shouldn't talk too much about...
Russell's been gone.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question for you is on Pierre Gasly. What is Pierre's average career finishing place? A, 13, B, 10, or C, 8? So out of all the Grand Prix he's raced.
I understand. What
Just
average means.
checking,
So you're telling me these are all round numbers?
Well, I just
Or you
rounded it up.
you're not giving me the decimals?
No, I'm not giving you the decimals, yeah.
Wow, that's lazy. That is lazy.
Well, who cares? Who cares if it was 13.1 or 13.9?
Pierre Gasly. I mean, he spent a lot of years in Toro Rosso.
He did.
Or AlphaTauri, whatever it was.
He did. Just to get the call up, just to get demoted back.
Ah, true. I forgot. So he did spend some time at Red Bull. That's right. That was the saga.
9 races
Post.
to be, because I was going to do how many races did you race for Red Bull? And I didn't.
See, I forgot he even raced for Red Bull.
9 races he
So
had.
he was the Ricciardo replacement, the original Ricciardo replacement.
Yep.
Before Albon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So then he probably did pretty well. But then where's he gone from there? Nowhere. God, I almost want to say 10th because I feel like I'm going to lock in 10.
Just like his race number.
10?
10.
Yeah. So I don't know his race number.
10. I just told you.
Yeah. Well, now I know.
Clean out your ears.
But that was a terrible way to tell me the answer.
I thought about multiple times being like, what is this driver's race number? Just because I know you wouldn't know.
I was going to do the same to you for, I've got Lindblad later on. I was going to say to him, what's his nationality? Because I'm like, there's no way.
He's British.
He's a half-half. He's got listed as like, I can't remember anymore.
Actually,
it was something and Brit.
So it's funny you say that because I didn't realize and learned.
I think it's like Italian, British. I actually don't remember.
Well, I didn't realize, and on this research, learned for the first time that Verstappen was born in Belgium, but he races under the Dutch flag.
Yeah, that's why they say
that.
he's got all these home tracks.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought he was just Dutch.
That's right. He's got Spa.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Zandvoort, and he's got the Red Bull Ring. Technically.
So yeah, like how many home races this guy won?
All of them.
Then Alex Albon, he's also actually
he's Filipino.
Yeah. I've got a question about him later on it. So
sorry.
yeah,
Hush.
So your turn now.
All right. Yeah, interesting stuff. Of good Gasly. I'm happy that was a quick one. All right, Franco Colapinto. Franco was the first Argentine driver since 2001.
Mm-hmm.
But he has big shoes to fill. Which Argentine driver won Ferrari's first ever Grand Prix?
Why are you laughing so much at this?
Because it's not even a Franco question, because he was so boring.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think we should strike this question.
I got multiple choice. No, I got multiple choice.
I think we should strike this question
I got multiple choice for you. So, is it Jose Gonzalez? Is it Carlos Reutemann? Or is it Juan Manuel Fangio? All three of these are Argentinian. I'm not sending you down a river.
I only know B and C because we've done races covering them.
Correct.
But I can't. What was the year that you mentioned?
It was which Argentine driver won Ferrari's first ever Grand Prix? So we're talking back in 1950.
Okay, all right. So that makes me think it's A then because I don't know that name. Whereas I know we did races on Reutemann.
Yeah.
And I know the other name as well. And we haven't done...
We haven't done anything on Juan Manuel necessarily.
I'm going to have to lock in A because that's the only name I don't really know.
That's fantastic stuff. You're right.
Oh,
it's Jose Gonzalez.
Which is the most Mexican sounding name.
Well, yeah. I just thought it was interesting.
Jose Gonzalez.
So, not only... I mean, that's a pretty big thing, which is funny because I'd never heard of him either. For the guy who's won Ferrari's first ever Grand Prix...
Wasn't even Italian.
No one's ever really heard of him.
Yeah.
But then he also got Manuel. He's got 5 World Champions. So... There may not be many Argentine drivers in the history of Formula One, but boy, have they done some big things, and Franco's got some big shoes to fill.
I'm glad that I, along with our listeners, could learn a fun fact about Franco Colapinto on that one. So, bravo.
I was looking through some of these drivers, and I'm like,
there's just typical you to find any way to talk about any other driver than the current grid.
There's nothing on half these guys. A, they're so new, but also their personal lives is boring as shit. And it's like... How many races in F2 did this guy win? I'm not giving you that. That's old news.
Yeah, okay. Fine. I'll give you a pass, I suppose.
I just more like to highlight the high level of driver that Argentinians have put forward in the past.
Yeah. Yep. Lance Stroll.
Yes. Great. This is going to be good. How many times has he broken his wrist? How many wristies has he given?
Which
uncle has he...
Wait, yeah, okay. You're throwing me off, right?
Go.
Which unwanted record does Lance Stroll hold?
This is awkward.
A. Most races without a fastest lap. B. Most Q1 exits. C. 24-0 in his teammate qualifying head-to-head battle last year.
I take D.
Or D, all of the above.
Oh, it's so funny. All right.
D, all of the above.
Yeah.
I looked at his teammate head to head, and only once in his career has he actually beaten his teammate in the qualifying head to head.
Yeah, over a season.
Only once, and it was only by like one.
Was it
one
Seb?
round? I can't remember. No, I think it was like Kobayashi or something like that. It was like way back early in his career.
Yeah, well, the only other team he's raced was Williams, and he had a podium that year, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Racing Point?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
which is Aston Martin.
Yeah,
no, that's pretty good. That's a nice little curveball. Were you going to give me D, or were you going to let me think about that?
I was going to let you think about it and just.
Well, as soon as you said the second one, I'm like, well, that's I don't know for sure, but surely most Q1 exits. That's got to be that goes hand in hand with the most races without a fastest lap.
Yeah, I guess it kind of does to a point. Yes.
And then the third one, that's just.
But you can still have the fastest lap in 20th if you got a fresh set of boots.
You can, but we know that fact. In fact, last year you had
we had a trucker
for a couple of races. You had a trucker until it was like, well, this is repetitive, and this is not probably going to stop.
This is not going to have an end date anytime soon.
Exactly, it's a high ceiling.
Yeah.
All right, Fernando Alonso. You're going to hate me for this one, especially after the last one.
No, I knew you were going to have some fun with him. So,
how much distance has Fernando Alonso raced in Formula One? A. 360,000 kilometers in testing, racing, practice, quali. B. Over 72,750 laps. Over
so you're not even using the same metric.
No. C. Roughly 50 times the Earth's circumference.
Right. Which is what?
I don't know. D.
How many selections are there?
D. Distance between the Earth and the Moon.
Right.
Or E. All of the above.
Well, it has to be all of the above.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I called on when she said the third one.
Well, I just think it's funny because you did all of the above. I thought for sure me doing all of the above. When I read it now, I'm like, you're going to spit chips and I got it all of the above in here.
Yeah. But I beat you to it inadvertently.
Yeah. I mean, that's a heck of a lot of time. Fun fact. Alonso raced against Jean Alesi in his debut season. Mm-hmm. Jean Alesi debuted in 1989.
Right.
So there's a link right now in the sport. There's a driver that raced with a driver that raced in 1989.
Which is, 4 decades ago.
Which is just nuts.
Yeah.
Alonso has raced in 36% of all F1 races in history.
That one's pretty nuts. That one there, that's hard to get your head around.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I knew you were going to have some fun with your boy there.
I mean, that's the biggest takeaway from his career so far. Is just how long the guy's going.
Mm. And is this looking like his last season? Like, is this the end date now? Are we here?
Probably. Especially I think he can pull the pin whenever he wants, even if he's contracted for next year. I'm sure him and the team could come to some agreement where he's like, yeah.
Well, there was a lot of hype around this car being just shit hot, and obviously that hasn't happened.
Not at all.
And then you throw that in with these current regulations. It's like, is there anything attracting him to come back?
Exactly.
What is he? What did he be? 45 next year?
Yeah,
I think
45, 46, something like that.
Okay, so the next driver is Alexander Albon.
Nice.
So this is what I was going to say before, but I was jumping the gun. Where was Alexander Albon born? A, Thailand. B, England. Or C, Philippines.
Well, I have to say Philippines. That's what I said earlier.
That's what you were going to say earlier. Yep. Yeah. So you're completely wrong.
Is he? Okay.
He was born in England, but he drives under the Thai flag.
I feel like there's something with the Philippines with that guy.
Probably.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe he lived there for a minute.
So he's born in Britain.
He was born in England.
And
then raised in Thailand. And I think his mum is Thai from memory. And that's why he races under the Thai flag. So yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, another one of those drivers who was like born somewhere but doesn't race under that flag. Yeah. So, we have a laugh about there's 4 British drivers, technically there's 5.
Yeah,
Technically,
that's right.
if I've done my math.
There's probably actually more. There's a lot of drivers that do that, where they're born, or a lot of sportsmen that are born somewhere but then claim to be something else. Yeah. All right, so I've got Carlos Sainz for you. What is Carlos Sainz's nickname? And it's not what you think.
Okay.
And I fact checked this because I'm pretty sure it's what I think. It's not what you think.
Okay, give me the hints then.
Okay. It may make you think of a winter morning.
It may, right.
Could be used to spice up a meal. And hint 3, rhymes with a homemade smoking apparatus.
Smoking apparatus. Like a bong.
I guess, but that's not the word I'm particularly thinking of. That it rhymes with.
I don't know why I'm blanking on his nickname. I can only think of Checo for some reason.
Wow, that's no.
No, which I know it's not.
Not even him.
Obviously, he's famously known as the smooth operator.
Yep. So that's
but I guess
not what you think.
I guess that hasn't been his.
So I've never heard of him being referred to as.
Whoa! You're not giving me the answer, are you?
No. I've never heard to him. I've never heard of him referred to.
Is it Chile?
I guess. I just read it as Chile though, but it could be Chile.
And what's the connection to the homemade smoking?
Billy.
Billy. Do people still call them Billies?
Oh, that's just, I don't know. It's the when I was thinking of a rhyming word, that's what I was thinking of.
So you went chili. What's the only word I can think of?
Not the only word, but the funniest
word. What's the first word? Well, you had Willie right
Top
there.
3, Willie.
He's staring you in the face.
We get
as
both.
they usually
Now
are.
we get.
I mean, you look at it every day.
Now we get both. What's not
I
staring
assume
me
you
in
look
the
at it every
face?
day.
Jeez, it's. I'm not that well hung.
It's that small, huh?
What else we got? What else we got? All right, you're up.
No, I have heard. Again, I think that's like
I've never heard of it.
I think that's a Drive to Survive thing. You hear it. I think it's his cousin might call him that. Or
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's his cousin.
I'd never heard of it. That's what I mean. When I read it, the old Google AI,
Chile.
and I was like, what? Googled it, and then it's like from like an article I read from like 2019 or something as well. It was like, yeah, the other drivers, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay.
Fascinating
At least
stuff.
it checks out.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Liam Lawson. What is Liam Lawson's favorite movie? A. Cars. B. Tokyo Drift. Or C. Legally Blonde.
I feel like it's Cars. And if it is, I respect that.
That's your favorite movie, isn't it?
That's right. It's one of my favorite movies, yeah. So I'm going to look Cars in. Legally Blonde's a hilarious stuff.
Well, because he's
Yeah.
he's a
I
fellow.
absolutely believe it. Like Lisa Kudrow being George Russell's favorite actor.
That's why he has his hair the way he has.
Yeah.
You two should be buds.
We really should. We got a lot in common.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shred on the guitar.
Yeah. Shred's a bit of an overstatement.
I haven't played guitar
for
in
you.
10 years.
Yeah. You should have a little watch party together, get all cuddled up.
I might start to like him. That's the issue.
I think you secretly do. I don't know why
I don't.
Or maybe it's a part of like the buddy thing you got going on.
I still got too much. I got too much pain over what happened. I can never let it go.
One of these days you'll get over it, and then
So it's Cars.
you can watch Cars together.
See, I like Cars, but I wouldn't. If someone said, "What's your favorite movie?" It's not even like an ashamed because it's a great movie. But it's not my favorite movie.
I don't know. Something puts me off personally, and this is maybe just the movie nerd or movie
Buff.
buff.
You're the type of bloke who says, film.
Cinema.
Yeah,
It's
a movie.
I'm going to attend the cinema.
Yeah, you're gonna go
tonight.
watch. You're gonna go watch a film. No.
No, I don't call them films because I know that's pretentious shit. So,
So you're pretentious. You just try to low key it.
Yeah, exactly.
You hide the pretension.
Exactly.
That's how you.
That's how you.
say that.
Yeah, that's how you be cool. All right.
Yeah.
This is lessons in cool 101.
Yeah.
No. What I was going to say is.
Well, you must be stoked. I brought up Quentin Tarantino earlier. You kept it in your pants.
Did I though? I had to put my hands in my pockets. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. I wasn't looking.
No. What I was going to say is, there's something about grown men who pick kids' movies as their favorite movie that doesn't sit well with me. Like, it's fine, you can like it,
Yeah.
but when you're just so overtly, like, wearing it as a badge...
That's what I mean.
I'm
The
like,
favorite movie.
I get it, bro.
If it's on, I'll watch it.
but, like, come on, man. Just say something cool. Say something badass, like Terminator
exactly.
or
Yeah. I mean, that's it. You just
Back to
hide
the
it.
Future, Indiana Jones.
Just hide it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mad Max. We spoke about Mad Max before. Mad Max.
Exactly. Okay, your next question.
Speaking of people that didn't have much interesting things going on in their life, Arvid Lindblad At age 3, Arvid Lindblad debuted in what racing series?
I don't know anything about this guy other than his heritage, obviously.
What's his heritage?
The British, Italian, French connection.
Yeah, French. That was, I think it was
French, yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to assume something in France, maybe. Give me some hints.
Either, we've got, so I got it's multiple choice.
Mm-hmm.
A, motocross. B, Formula 3 Plus.
What is that?
I don't know. He's age 3.
Oh, right, okay.
Or horse and carriage racing.
A.
Motocross?
Yeah.
It is. Isn't that amazing? At 3 years old. I got a 3-year-old. I just could not.
Yeah.
I could not imagine being like, here's a motorbike.
Here's the keys.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Bring it back in one piece.
Yeah. Formula 3 Plus tickled me when I forgot to put it down.
Yeah,
there.
but you're forgetting one key difference between you and him. He's probably rich as fuck, who comes from a rich as fuck family.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
You're poor as dirt.
Oh, I'm below dirt.
So, like, it's probably not just like...
I can't even afford the credit card fees.
Yeah, yeah. It's probably not just the fact that they can buy a 3-year-old a motorbike. He's probably got a private facility, a trainer.
Yeah.
The whole thing's probably in foam with ball pits everywhere. So, there's no risk there.
Yeah.
So, whereas
Not
you
wrong.
got to ride around the streets of Newcastle.
Not to expose where we are to the people, to the super fans.
Hey, they know where they are. They've been stalking me for a long time.
Catch you in the street.
That's where I thrive.
Ah.
So, Nico Hulkenberg
Mm-hmm.
holds the record for most Grand Prix starts without a win. How many races has he started? A, 199. B, 287. Or C, 252.
287.
You said it with such gusto, and you were wrong. 252.
So anyway,
257 wasn't a selection.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, because all my Fernando Alonso things, he's up at like 420.
Yeah, wow.
So I was like, in my head thinking, I'm like, when did he debut? 11. That's a bit over half. I went too far.
Yeah,
went too far over the halfway mark.
Yep, you're in the ballpark.
God,
but
can you imagine Nico Hulkenberg doing another 150 Grand Prix? Can you
there's
imagine
no
him
way.
having that in his career?
Yeah, there's no way.
Even
There's no
at this
way
time
you can
and
get
point
away
where
with
there's an
that.
extra 6 races a year.
Like
than
at least
Fernando had.
Alonso has 2 trophies under his belt. This guy's just got 1 Lego trophy.
Yeah.
So
Alonso's got 60 trophies, let alone the 2 WDCs and the 100
trophy,
other
yes,
bloody
yes.
podiums.
that's what I was referring to.
I understand.
Yeah,
understand.
yeah. No, just checking.
You didn't put enough emphasis behind my guy. I just had to really
I tried not to, because I know then we go down a rabbit hole of
yeah.
Fernando Alonso, and we're making good time in this
We are,
episode.
we are.
I don't
I'm
want to
enjoying
sidetrack you
this.
too much. So.
Yeah, and we also got 3 to go. All right, Gabrielle Bortoleto. God, these drivers, man, they're at the bottom of my list. They were really hard to. Anyway, Gabrielle is the first full-time Brazilian driver since 2017.
Right. So this is another question about a different Brazilian.
Who was the previous Brazilian?
2017. That wasn't even that long ago. You're going to have to refresh my memory.
Hint 1. He drove for Sauber, Ferrari, and Williams.
So I'm thinking Massa at the moment, but yeah.
Hint 2. He returned to the sport last minute due to Nico Rosberg's last-minute retirement. I doubled up on the last minutes there.
Yeah. Yeah, continue.
Hint 3. Lucky to have both eyes.
More Massa.
Yeah, Massa.
Yeah, I forgot that he had that little guest appearance.
Yeah, so did I. It's funny. Like, he retired, and I think he had a full, goodbye, Felipe. Nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You were great.
We love you.
Yeah.
Until you turned around and sued us.
Well, yeah. And then Nico Rosberg was like, thanks for the World Championship. I'm leaving. And then Mercedes were like, we'll take Bottas. And then Williams like, fuck.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
All right, Felipe. Come back for one more.
Imagine Felipe was your go-to at that situation.
Well,
interesting pick.
Well, he was already racing for him.
Yeah.
He retired, and then obviously Nico Rosberg just threw the whole
unretired for a
world
minute.
into disrepute. I mean, God forbid you win a world championship. You just have to retire after that.
I still don't know how I feel about that, because like Casey Stoner did a little bit of the same thing, but at least he went back to back. He sort of he proved that once wasn't a fluke. He kind of did it twice and then
But
went,
at least he had
that's enough for me.
He was blaming medical conditions,
Who?
chronic.
Casey Stoner, yeah.
Chronic.
Well, he's only
exhaustion.
a little fella, on a big bike. So
It's true.
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah. Rosberg was just like, that was hard.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if I know how I feel about it. I don't look at it as a baller move, mic drop type thing of like,
I don't know
boom,
because
I'm the best in the world. See you later. I look at it as like, holy shit, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
There's no way. This guy is insane.
I mean, he literally lost to Lewis Hamilton twice in a row. Had some luck going with him, but also against him, like it happens.
Like, I look at that as he didn't want to continue in F1 just losing to Hamilton.
Yeah. It's probably like you put that much into it. I mean, you think you put that much into it every year, but then he managed to pull it off. And then he's just like, okay.
I think there should be a thing that if you're world champion, you have to, no matter what, come back the year after to try and defend it. And then...
But there's something called a contract, which they should have just been like, no.
Well, how many people retire? You just don't get paid. See you later,
Yeah. Well,
whatever. But like, if you're a world champion, there should be a thing that you have to come back and to try and defend your championship.
Yeah.
Even if you change teams or whatever, there should be. I don't know. I like the.
He should have just done a straight swap with Williams, so there's no pressure.
Well, I even like the idea of, like, the previous world champion should award the trophy to the current world champion. So there's like a connection between each driver throughout the years. I like keeping it like having that connection or that connecting thing, which, they don't do, maybe due to logistical reasons, whatever. But
it'd be butthurt. Can you imagine Hamilton having to give Verstappen the trophy in 2021?
But how great that moment would have been.
But then what happens when he doesn't do it? I mean, Buddy sat in his car until the lights went out. Do you think he's getting out after all? I mean, cinemas, right? But after all that, you think he's getting out and doing anything for Formula One in that moment? Anything.
No, but like that's what I mean. Like, how great would that moment have been of
and
having
he's
to
a
see him?
Puss, and I mean, he is anyway, and we all know it. But
like I guess this year it would have been Verstappen having to hand it over to Norris.
Yeah, but it's not under those circumstances.
No. But what I'm saying is, like, there could have been a little bit of like.
I mean, Verstappen probably would have done a rugby throw.
Yeah.
Catch it if you can.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Norris looks like he's probably going to have to pass it on to Kimi Antonelli. But that's what I mean. Like, what a very cool, interesting thread that they could have had there. But irregardless, the defending your world championship, I reckon that should be a rule.
I think it should be.
I mean, I don't know how many times that's ever going to happen of someone winning it and leaving, but...
Oh, it's happened. It's happened. Happened a few times. Do you reckon Rosberg would still be in the sport
today?
Yeah.
I don't see why he couldn't be.
A decade ago.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why he couldn't be. I mean, if someone like Nico Hülkenberg is, I think it always comes down to what do you want the end of your career to look like? Do you want to go out in a top team, competing for wins or points at least? Or how many drivers do, like Kimi Räikkönen, take a lower team to try and help develop them and bring them up? Schumacher famously did it, and he did arguably bring Mercedes up into a very powerful, dominant point. I mean, I'll never forget watching F1 in those years where Mercedes were the new kids on the block and Schumacher was in there and Nico Rosberg was kind of the number one guy. The team is backing and developing him.
Schumacher's there to
he's just there to throw his weight and experience and knowledge behind the team.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget him coming out of retirement to doing that. And it clearly worked. I mean, I'm sure that there was a lot of factors that brought that team into the dominant period that it went into.
I mean, he should have won a race in 2012.
But he was a part of that, technically.
Yeah. He should have won a race in 2012. He got the pole in Monaco, but he had a 5 or 10 place grid.
That's right. He did.
Penalty from the race before.
I remember that. Yep.
We're right there. We would have had his 90-second win. In Monaco, would have been sewn up because
robbed of a moment.
Yeah, or because of something dumb he did in the race before.
Sergio Perez. So we're down to our last.
Who did you just have?
Nico Hülkenberg. Were we talking about Nico that whole time?
Yeah.
So do you have 3 drivers left or 2?
No, I got 2.
Okay. So that's back to me. Yep.
How did we get from Leto?
Oh, because we're talking about Italian drivers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Wow. let's move right along.
That's funny as.
Sergio Perez has raced for 6 different teams. Can you name all 6?
Yes.
I have complete confidence in you. So go ahead.
Sauber.
Yes.
McLaren.
Yes.
Force India.
Yes.
Racing Point.
Yes.
Red Bull Cadillac.
Yes. Well done.
Easy. What else we got?
Well, how many wins has he got?
Do you have the answer before I do? You do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's yes. 6.
Correct.
Okay.
How many poles does he have?
1.
3.
That one. See, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Just took it that one too far.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, glad we made some time back.
We're back on track.
Yeah. All right. Valtteri Bottas. Can you guess what Formula One record Valtteri Bottas owns? You have some hints.
No.
You don't want to give it a shot. All right. Some may look down on this record, similar to the record Lance Stroll owns.
Right.
Funnily enough, because you mentioned it earlier.
Right.
His Mercedes stint heavily added to his ability to get this record.
Mm-hmm.
And he is unlikely to increase his stranglehold on this record this season.
All right. So I'll get you to give me hints, but before you do, I'm getting the feeling that it's something like most poles without a win, something along those lines.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he has a win.
Yeah,
Probably a pole.
but he has the record for like the most poles without converting him to a win.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
It's something that's like it's like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hence my first hint.
Okay.
Hence my first hint. Yeah. Do you want the hints again? Or are you giving up?
Oh, I can't even remember the hints.
Oh, so you want them again?
Yeah.
Okay. Some may look down on this record, similar to the record Lance Stroll owns.
Wait, is that a hint?
Yes.
That's
As
not
in,
a
like you
hint.
just said, you said yourself, I'm getting the impression that this is a backhanded compliment hint. You got that
I
because of
thought
that
this
hint.
was all part of the question, and then you're
No,
going to give me
that's
the
the
hints.
hint. Second hint, his Mercedes stint heavily added to his ability to get this record.
Mm.
And he is unlikely to increase his stranglehold on this record this season.
All right. Well, I can't think of what it would be.
Okay.
I threw out a pretty good
You did throw out a good example.
but
it's
I thought
incorrect.
you were going to give me 3 options, and one of those is the answer.
See. These are hints. These are not multiple choice. These are hints.
Okay. All right.
Are you giving up?
Yes, they're kind of
Okay.
shit hints.
Most points scored in career most points scored to not most points scored to not win a World Drivers' Championship.
Like of all time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fun fact: the Bottas calendar
Yeah.
in 2022 raised $150,000 of people buying his nude calendar.
Yeah. Okay. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the record that Piastri has and Verstappen has from last year. 2 different records, but very similar. Piastri has the record of leading the world championship for the longest time without winning the championship.
That's
That one
devastating.
hurts.
Yep.
Oh, my heart. Call an ambulance.
That is devastating.
And then
Why'd you tell me
Verstappen
that?
holds the record of scoring the most championship points because he just pipped Piastri at the very end there to get second place, whereas Piastri was on track for that.
He won the most championship points, but to not win the championship.
Correct.
Right.
So,
So
they're
most
very,
points for a second
they're
place.
very similar records, but
Right.
but Verstappen
Yeah.
just pipped
But that's-
Piastri
yeah,
for
okay.
second place at
So
the very
but
end
that's
there.
seasonally based, whereas
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
career based.
Yeah. That one just came off the top of my dome.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Good job ripping that one off.
All right, so the final driver for me is Isaac Hadjar. He has 26 race starts, talking about not being able to come up with anything with these new drivers because
Yep.
there's nothing fascinating or interesting about them.
Yep.
He has 26 race starts. How many Grand Prix point finishes has he managed out of those 26? Do you want the hints or do you want the selections?
Yeah, give me more. Yeah, for sure.
A 9, B 12, or C 16 out of 26 Grand Prix.
I'm going to go
starts.
12.
Just spot the difference.
Well, if you didn't give me any options, I would have gone 13.
What?
Straight down the
Just 50-50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12's closest to 13.
He's got 12.
Yeah, sweet.
Not bad considering most of that is in a racing ball.
Yeah, true. I mean, I didn't think of the fact that he's probably got points finishes in every race this year.
Yeah. Out of the 3 that we've seen.
And we know he had a couple of doozies in a bad way last year. So yeah, checks out.
Yep. So that was my fun fact for Isaac Hadjar.
Nice. All right. Kimi Antonelli. The best till last. Coincidentally.
Oh, yeah.
Kimi races with the number 12, thanks to his idol. Who is his idol?
Oh, I did read this just last week.
Of course you did.
When I was looking at stats for our Easter egg, I think I came across this. Do I remember? Of course not. Of course not.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably guess it though based off your hints because I know I definitely have known this fact before.
Okay. So you want the hints?
Yes.
All right. He raced with the number 12 from 1985 to 1987 with Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
He won his first world championship using the number 12 in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
And he's every driver's favorite driver.
Is it Mansell?
No. Incorrect.
Okay, I must be getting because I actually was thinking. I said I definitely know this. I was actually thinking it was someone from a different category, not from Formula One.
That's crazy.
Prost?
No.
Is that Prost then?
Wow, no.
Okay, I can't think of who it is then. Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
Won in 88.
Yep.
And
every driver's favorite driver.
Every driver's favorite driver. Senna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have
I thought that last hint was actually going to just completely...
I should have thought about that harder, but I don't know why. I don't associate the number 12 with Ayrton Senna.
No, I mean, I was the same. When I've never... I mean, I know, and thinking back, I was like, oh, yes, Prost was 11, Senna was 12, thinking about that McLaren season. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, I know that. But I think because back then you weren't... Like, that was just dumb luck. Like, you didn't get to pick your own number. You were assigned a number. So I don't think you think of drivers having...
Like being tied to a certain number?
Yeah.
No.
But he just happens to have
not
the
the way
12.
of like 44.
Yeah, he just happens to have
3.
the 12 for quite a long period of time, coincidentally.
Yeah, right. I think that's why it threw me. If I thought about harder, I probably could have just picked Senna based off your last one. But I do not associate that number with Ayrton at all. So.
And fun fact, Kimi was picked up by Mercedes at age 12 in 2019. 2019, this dude was 12.
That's disgusting, isn't it?
That's just unreal. That when I read that,
that doesn't even make sense.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay, well, that wraps up our F1 trivia. That was good fun. Yeah, we all learned a little bit of something about all of the drivers on the grid, except if your name is Franco Colapinto or Gabriele Bortoleto.
Yeah.
But, 20 drivers ain't
bad. Good job remembering those two.
Yeah.
I struggled. Considering we also thought about conceptually what we're going to do here tonight while playing ping pong.
Yeah, that was good fun. Yeah, maybe we should just live stream some ping pong.
Yeah, I mean, that was the brainchild of this episode.
It'd be embarrassing for you, the amount of slapdown you get from me.
Yeah, so you're just rough. You're just rough. That's all.
I'm
just going to be more gentle with me.
I'm just good. Thanks for hanging out for an hour. It's a long month between races.
Yeah, it's pretty unreasonable. We didn't sign up for a pre-winter break.
And I was thinking about chucking a sickie today. I'm not going to lie, because I was like,
I felt like that was in your text.
What are we going to do?
Yeah. When you said, I don't know what we're doing yet, like an hour before we're meant to record, I was like...
Well, I want this to be a good listen for us, our viewers.
I want to enjoy it.
And I want to enjoy talking about it for an hour. If I'm going to hang out with you for an hour, I want to enjoy it.
Yeah, you want it to be, full of fruit.
I think we found a way to make it fun. But I also didn't want to be like F1 pretentious snobs and be like the championship winner of the 1979 Grand Prix. Shit that no one is ever going to know except for
there was a little bit too much Juan Manuel Fangio in this episode.
Who watches the DVD reruns of every championship going back to 1970.
I watch it like you watch MASH, from the start.
Yeah. But I think we've already agreed what we're going to do for next week, which could be quite interesting. So if you are still hanging around, first of all, like the video. Do us a favor. Just like the video. It's not that fucking hard.
And if there's a little button there,
just hit the fucking button. It's right there. You're here anyway.
Yeah. And there's 50% of our viewers who don't subscribe. So while you're there as well.
Is that a fact, is it?
It's generally about 50%.
You lazy sons of bitches, honestly. It's like you hate us. Why do you hate us?
Yeah. Just hit sub. I've subbed. I've subbed. Have you subbed?
I need to check that.
You better have subbed.
No, of course I've subbed.
I mean, I'm propping up our watch time.
I need every tick I can get.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I put the show on the bedroom TV and then I walk away. I just let it play.
When I'm tired and feeling sleepy.
Yeah.
I mean,
sometimes I walk back in with my coffee and I watch it go. That was good, that part. And then I walk back away.
Yeah, guilty. Someone commented on one of our videos saying that was a sleepy listen. I'm like, good.
Well, sorry. If you want people yelling profanities, rather than muttering profanities, and bringing all that American energy, there's another podcast you can turn to, and feel free because that ain't us. Because we're a classy establishment here.
Yeah, that's right. Very
deck
classy.
chairs and all.
Yeah. Sweaters Sweaters on the pod.
Under these bright lights too. I commend
I'm seconds from
I commend the commitment. So anyway, next week we're thinking we're going to do a Formula One conspiracy theories episode.
See, I forgot what we were doing. When you said it before, I was like, I hope you don't throw to me.
No, I liked it. See, that was one of my best ideas. So I was like, I just wrote it down.
There's plenty of them. Are we talking historic?
Yeah, just
we're talking current.
We'll do some research and we'll look at any kind of F1 conspiracy theories and we'll pick a half a dozen each and we'll talk about them.
Okay, cool.
Maybe not even. We'll try to keep it to an hour. So if we don't get through all of them, we can save them for the week after because we've got plenty of time to kill. So
plenty of time.
Yeah, but if you're interested in some conspiracy theories, tune in next week. That's what we're going to do. So we're committed. No, I can't. You probably won't bring anything as per
usual. If you give me some more notice.
Well, I'm giving you notice right now.
This is good. This is good notice.
You have a week.
I'll be ready.
For F1 conspiracy theories next week.
I'll be ready.
Anyway, like this video, subscribe to this, send it to your friends. This is the best F1 podcast going around based in New South Wales, Australia.
Some people have told us that. That's true. Some people have told us that. Mum, Dad, it's great.
Yeah, thanks, Mum and Dad. But yeah, we'll see you next week. So if you're like us, thirsty, hungry for some F1 content, you'll find it here. All right.
Send us a comment as well. We'll reply in due time.
No, you don't. I've been keeping up with the socials. You're slacking off. I'm having to pick up
because the comments are few and far between.
Well, I just got a notification saying TikTok there's 23 unresponded comments. What the hell's going on there,
If we want
Timmy?
to throw shade, what was the one short this week? Are we ready to sign off?
It was Easter, all right? Okay.
Yeah, well, and you've already clarified how busy you were.
It's true. All right, I'm busy doing nothing, all right?
That's true. That's important.
All right. Thanks for listening and watching. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
GG's. GG's.
Goodbye.